I first read about Van Eck Phreaking in a science fiction novel. Actually, it was Neil Stephenson's Cryptonomicon. And the idea was that every CRT monitor puts out electromagnetic radiation, which in theory, if you intercepted and interpreted, you could see what was displayed on that monitor. Van Eck Phreaking. There must have been a guy named Van Eck who figured this out.
Yeah, there must have been. I don't know exactly where it originated from.
But I thought it was sci-fi.
So did I. So did I until I came across this program. But let's show everybody at home exactly what we're talking about. We got a nice little animation.
This is
check this out.
A demo here.
This is a demo. Let's say you're sitting at home. You know, you're doing a little web browsing, surfing around on Amazon.
You're broadcasting.
You're broadcasting. Those frequencies are going outside of your monitor. Someone could potentially sit there and then pick up a mirror image of exactly what you're doing just by picking up those frequencies and then reinterpreting them with a special proprietary software. There have to be a lot of things in place to make that happen.
Before we make everybody paranoid and crazy and looking for vans and black helicopters, we should say we don't know that this is possible.
We don't know that this exists, but the government did have a top secret program called Tempest.
This is in the 60s
in the
or 70s.
In the 70s. So you gotta think that if we can demo what we're about to do today, that they have the technology.
If it's possible, they're doing it.
If it's possible, they're doing it.
And we'll show you, what we're about to show you will give you an idea that it might be possible.
Might be possible.
So what do you got here?
This is a standard Linux box. This is running Red Hat. And there's an open source program that's named after the top secret program called Tempest. And so what I'm going to do is I'm in a shell, and I'm going to launch the program called Tempest, and it's going to display a bunch of different bars and graphs across the screen. Now let me show you exactly what I'm going to do. Here I have a shortwave radio. Take a look at
what frequency you're going to tune this to.
This right here I'm going to set to right around 10 megahertz of the shortwave is what it's set to. And what it's going to do is these bars are going to be displaying on the screen. And without a sound card, without anything, just by the frequencies that the monitor's picking up, it's going to be able to pick up the MP3 that I'm playing on here without any wires, without anything, right on the radio.
All right, let's see. That can't be.
We'll launch it right here. All right. And there's the bars. Let's turn on the radio.
So what you're seeing on the screen is actually generating RF.
Yep. That's the MP3 right there.
Fureli says you've never heard it before. That is bizarre.
Isn't that crazy?
Now, it's a bit of a jump to say I could go from being able to hear those bars to saying I could see what's on your screen, but you can see the principles there. The RF that's coming off of that.
I mean, look, these images are displaying those frequencies. I mean, if we could just figure out what images correspond to which frequencies, you could build something that would, pick those up.
Now, one of the things, I think the whole purpose of Tempest was to figure out how to harden your hardware against this kind of eavesdropping.
And that's actually, we can take a lot from those top secret documents that they've now unveiled and learn from them and figure out exactly how to protect our own homes or exactly how to shield our own homes from any of this getting outside the house.
This is where this stuff comes in.
This is where this stuff comes in.
What is this?
This here is a Faraday cage.
Okay.
And this is a copper mesh. Actually, the mesh that's used in this cage here is actually the same mesh that they have in the Tempest document. This is Tempest Spec, and we got it from actually a local supplier here.
There's a company that sells this stuff.
Yes, there's a company that sells it, and it's pretty cool. Let me show you exactly how it works.
TWP Inc.
Yeah, TWP Inc. is the people that supplied it. And let me show you how it works. Let's turn this to an FM radio.
There's TWP Inc. Okay, so we're listening to Chaka Khan. We're putting it in the box. Now already, the reception's getting bad.
But the second we close the cage, nothing but static.
It doesn't penetrate.
Little bit of signal, complete static.
Wow.
So that's completely blocking out any of the frequencies that it's... Now, shortwave, same thing. If you put a shortwave in here, turn it up.
Nothing.
Silence.
Nothing.
Open it up. And
so, what does this mean? I've got to put myself in the box
No, what you have to do... No, you don't have to do that. You can buy this stuff to actually line your walls with it. Or
you put it inside the drywall.
You can build a bigger one, like this here, and actually put this around your monitor. Now, that's what I do at home.
And then what?
You don't have to do this at home.
How do you see the monitor?
Well, you can look through this mesh grating here, or check this out. This is actually pretty cool. Look at this. This looks like satin and actually feels like satin.
Oh, yeah.
But that's 100% copper right there.
No kidding.
Yeah, this is just a very fine mesh.
Well, it doesn't have any of the copper color. Isn't that
No, it doesn't. Isn't that crazy? It's so... microscopic. I mean, it's just amazing mesh. I don't know.
So you can see through this just fine.
Right. You could actually press this between two pieces of PVC, or the plastic, clear plastic, and you can actually see exactly right through your monitor.
So that could also be used to hide a monitor.
But here's the deal, though. You have to know that you have to look at the grade of copper mesh because every single different grade of mesh blocks a certain frequency. So the tighter it is together, it's going to block a different range than if it's spread out a little bit.
And tighter is not necessarily going to get everything. It's not like a sieve.
Exactly.
It has to do with the wavelength.
Exactly. So if you want to block cell phones, let's say you want to block cell phones, you own a movie theater, and you're going to have to do the research, find out what ranges that the cell phones operate on, and then buy the appropriate copper mesh.
Do they do that? Are theaters doing that?
I don't know of any theaters that are doing it, but there's certain places where cell phones are not allowed. Certain government agencies that I know of are shielded with
My
this
gym
type of
is
stuff.
doing this, actually, in the locker room. So,
That
and
makes
actually,
sense.
I bet you the Pentagon, places like that, they've got
Complete
copper
shield.
mesh in the wall.
They do.
It's more practical than trying to put yourself in a box. Just
Definitely.
put it in the whole building.
Oh, what was that movie? Did you see that movie where he was completely surrounded by the copper gate?
Oh, yeah, it was... pardon me? Enemy of the State. That's right. Gene Hackman. It was wonderful.
He had a Faraday cage as well surrounding himself.
He was a nutcase, but maybe he knew more than we realized. Yeah. Very cool stuff.
Very
Thank you,
cool
Kevin.
stuff. Thanks so much to TWP Inc. You can find plenty of links out there for their website all about the wire mesh, the Faraday cages, plus an explanation of Van Eck Phreaking. And we have so many different links and PDFs on our website. You can go to thescreensavers.com. All the links are there.
Do you think we could build a Van Eck Phreak box?
We probably could. We should get that Bunny Wang on. He said that he could build one.
Bunny thinks he can do it.
He thinks, isn't that what he said, Joshua?
He's the guy who hacked the Xbox. He also told us about some other spy devices he says he could build. All right, we just got to give him some money, and we'll get Bunny to do it. Oh, wait a minute. We weren't supposed to say that he could do it. Somebody else.
That's right.
Named Jack Rabbit.